Welcome, it's Maria and John Hoffman here, Tampa Home Group, for your October real estate update, talking all things real estate. So, wow, I cannot believe we are almost to the end of the year, John.
Oh my gosh, I can't, my favorite time of the year, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I love the fourth quarter.
So, hey, just wanted to chat about some of the questions that I'm getting a lot from sellers and buyers. And I think the big thing on everyone's mind right now, John, is interest rates. So, what is going on with the rates? People are expecting rate drops. Is that going to be enough to make prices go up? Where are we at? What do you think?
Well, I think there's a little confusion with most buyers and sellers thinking that, the Fed, dropped the interest rates by a quarter point and rates went up a little bit. And so when the Fed does that, that really benefits credit cards, car loans, personal loans, doesn't have a lot to do with mortgages. And the indicator that people really should watch is the 10-year Treasury. There's a great relationship, and we'll put a couple graphs up for folks to look at, which will show you the relationship between what the 10-year Treasury is and what interest rates are. There's a great relationship. So anyone that wants to watch interest rates, watch the 10-year Treasury.
Yeah, we'll put that up. We'll share that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm getting this question from sellers quite a bit. It's like, well, everyone's expecting the rates to kind of come down. Is that going to make the price of my home go way up? I mean, what say you?
Well, I think when the interest rates drop, because there is a demand for real estate still, and depending on what the rates go to, that the pricing might go up. But the thing to keep in mind is, with all the sellers that we meet with and talk to about their home, 90% have a perceived thought that their home is worth more than we suggest.
Yeah, and in most of the markets in the Tampa Bay area, prices have come down since 2023, since 2024. There's a few areas where they're maybe up slightly or flat.
Well, they've come down, but most haven't gone down more than 5% on single-family resales. But the point is that if a seller thinks their house is worth $600,000 and we suggest maybe $585,000, if the rates go down, the seller might think, well, now my house is worth $615,000,
right?
And it's just catching up to the $600,000.
Right.
So accurate pricing, putting the home on the market in the best condition possible is still going to be critical, but the interest rates will have something to say about the demand.
I would agree. Pricing is still key in this market. It is absolutely key because we are seeing, as we've talked about before, a much larger number of homes coming off the market, not selling. In fact, October 1st, just in the little area that I'm looking at, I saw 152 expired listings, another 83 canceled. I think that's the highest number I've seen, on the highest in the first of the month, really since the beginning of the year.
Well, since 2023, the number of homes that failed to sell and that came off the market is up almost 300%.
Yeah, and what do you think that's due to, John? I mean, why are homes not selling in today's market?
Well, it really comes down to price because condition, location, floor plan, they're all challenges that we try to overcome. But at the end of the day, if your price, like your house has had all this updating done and it hasn't, the buyers aren't going to do that.
Right.
And buyers don't want to do a lot of updating right now.
Yeah.
The buyers are looking for move-in ready homes for the most part.
Yeah.
And so the sellers just have to be aware that there's a number of steps that they should always take before they go on the market.
I would agree with you, and oftentimes I'll go maybe show a home to a buyer, look at a home, and the buyer will say, wow, I can't believe they put the home on the market
in this
condition, right? Not our listings, but I've had that happen. We've walked in and we've just thought, oh my goodness. And so I'd say for sellers, really, you need to have a very honest conversation with someone you trust about the condition of your home and the realistic price.
Well, you know what else is going on, and you can see the sellers are getting frustrated because we're getting more and more sellers to call us to say, hey, I'm listed with an agent. I'm going to get rid of them soon. I need your help.
Yes, we are getting those calls. Yeah.
And
I think more than we've had in a long time.
And that comes down to experience, right? If you haven't been in a flat downward market before as a realtor, it's really hard to maneuver. So you're going through a learning curve.
Yeah, which really we didn't have that kind of a market. Really, we'd have to go to pre-2011, right? I mean, 2011 was our absolute bottom. So between 2006 and 2011, those years.
Well, if you've been a realtor for 10 years or less, you really haven't been through this type of market.
No.
So it's hard to give guidance to people when you don't really, you're learning.
Right.
There's no, and so that's just the reality of the situation. But this market's not nearly as bad as 2008, 9, 10.
No, that was a tough market. I mean, we were seeing literally, I remember, and I was working back then as a buyer's agent, and we were seeing within a single year double-digit drops back to back to back. And so the inventory in our Tampa Bay market was upwards of 29,000 homes. It was about a 2-year inventory. We don't have anywhere near that right now. We're looking at between 4, 5, and 6 month inventory depending on the market. So a very balanced market.
The other thing I would point out to sellers is that, if you look at newspapers or YouTube or other social media, they talk about the market as a whole.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair. And here's why. Mm-hmm. There's residential resale. There's residential new construction. There's the condo market, which has just been clobbered.
Yeah.
And the townhouse market, which has been very stressful as well. So when it comes to real estate, you need to extrapolate each one of those categories and look at the trends that each one is having. Because the residential resale, it's not great. It's been going down a little bit. It's not nearly as much as the condo market.
Right. And I think when people see a headline, whether it's online or somewhere in the media, and they make a conclusion that everything is this way. So, I mean, the other thing I'd say this, buyers, I think, have a perception that the market's come down way more than it really has. And so they'll be tempted to want to make super low offers. We're seeing a lot of that. And that's just not the case. I mean, homes...
Well, that's the point I just made. If they think that the market's gone down because they're only looking at the market in its entirety, you've got to pull out the sections that have gone down more than residential resale.
Yeah. I mean, John, sometimes it's like the buyers think it's 2021 and the sellers, the sellers think it's 2021 and the buyers think it's 2011. and so there's just a lot of education that has to happen so that we can put sales together.
I agree, and accurate information is the most important.
Yeah.
Is people need to have accurate information so they can make the best decision. And so we'll go talk to sellers, and if their price that they need to have we don't think can be obtained, then we suggest they don't even go on the market.
Yeah, we're just honest. And I mean, I will say this year I have probably, maybe politely declined more listings than I ever have, only because I want to be honest and upfront, and I never want to lead someone to believe that the home could sell for more than what the market would bear.
You know what else, Maria, that a lot of people don't understand is that the fourth quarter can be a great quarter for real estate to sell.
Yes, it is. I wish that we could take more time off in the fourth quarter, and yet every year we find ourselves very busy.
Why do you think October, November has so many homes go pending?
We know that a lot of people want to close on a home and put the homestead exemption on it. They do need to be closed by December 31st. That's number one. Number two, you've got a lot of people that are actually, coming down. They want to be here for the winter. You've got people that are just even have time off over the holidays, want to shop, local people.
Well, you've got relocation, and you hit the nail on the head with the homestead. If you close in January, homestead's going to be removed, and you're not going to be able to put it back on the house until 2027.
Until 2027. Yeah, so again, this is a 12-month real estate market. I'd say we've just come through about the slowest time, which is usually August. It's when the kids go back to school, and we pick up. So we'll enjoy some holidays, but we're going to probably be here working most of the time. So anyhow, well, if you guys have any questions, please feel free always to give us a call. We'd love to chat with you about your own personal situation. We're always here for you. Thanks again for watching.
Stay tuned.